You're listening. You're present. You think it's going well, until something she says makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. It's subtle. Maybe it's how she said it. Maybe it's the words themselves. But deep down, something feels off. And that's not paranoia. That's instinct. Let me tell you something a lot of men don't realize early enough. The biggest red flags aren't loud. They're whispered between the lines. They're buried in casual comments that seem innocent, even flattering, at first. But over time, those words reveal the truth. And the truth is this: some women will show you who they are through what they say, long before they show it through what they do. In this video, we're diving into 5 specific things women say that should make you pause, rethink, and maybe even walk away. These aren't just cute little quirks or harmless phrases. These are warning signals. Because if you ignore them, you may end up giving your heart and energy to the wrong woman. Stick with me till the very end of this video. I'll show you what these phrases are, what they really mean, and what you should do if you ever hear them. Let's get into it. 1. I'm not like other girls. At first glance, it sounds kind of charming, right? You think, wow, she's confident. She sees herself as unique. That's attractive. But here's what most guys miss. When a woman says, I'm not like other girls, what she's often doing is creating a false sense of superiority, not just over other women, but over any rules, accountability, or expectations that typically apply. She's trying to emotionally position herself as special, above the norm, and beyond scrutiny. And while individuality is great, we all want someone who's their own person. Here's the problem. This phrase often masks manipulative behavior. Here's what she could actually be saying. I don't believe I should be held to the same standards. I want to play by my own rules. I want the benefits of a relationship, but none of the responsibilities. Think about it. A woman who genuinely knows her worth doesn't need to announce she's different. Her behavior shows it. But when she claims uniqueness while simultaneously disrespecting boundaries, taking without giving, or showing signs of emotional immaturity, you've got a problem. Sometimes, it's also a subtle dig at other women, which could reveal insecurity, jealousy, or a deep-seated need for validation. And trust me, that kind of dynamic becomes toxic over time. What do you do if you hear this? Don't challenge her. Don't get into a debate. Just watch what she does next. If her actions align with authenticity, she might really be someone unique. But if she uses this line as a shield for bad behavior, like entitlement, lack of accountability, or drama, then believe what you're seeing. Because she might be not like other girls, for all the wrong reasons. 2. My ex was crazy. This one's a classic. You're getting to know her. The connection feels fresh, exciting. And then, out of nowhere, she drops it. My ex was crazy. Now, are there genuinely toxic exes out there? Absolutely. Some people are unstable, manipulative, or abusive. But when she immediately labels her ex as crazy, and does so without context or accountability, take note. Here's why. A woman who blames her past relationships entirely on the other person is waving a giant red flag. It suggests she hasn't taken time to reflect on her role in the breakup. She may be dodging accountability. She likely hasn't healed, and might drag old baggage into your relationship. More importantly, and this is big, if every ex is crazy, odds are she was part of the chaos. Think about it. If someone has a string of insane exes, at what point do we ask, what's the common denominator? And here's another layer. Calling an ex crazy is sometimes a manipulative tactic to precondition you not to trust outside opinions. It sets the stage. Don't believe anything my ex might say about me, he's nuts. That way, if you later hear a different version of the story, you're already biased. What do you do if you hear this? Ask questions. Gently. Wow, that sounds tough. What do you think went wrong between you two? Pay close attention to whether she shows self-awareness, or just plays the victim. Because relationships don't fall apart because someone was crazy. They fall apart because of dynamics, and those dynamics always involve 2 people. 3. I get bored easily. You're on a date. Things are going smoothly. Then she smirks and says, I get bored easily. Now, she might mean it casually. She might think it makes her sound exciting, adventurous, spontaneous. But let me translate this for you. Real talk. When a woman says, "I get bored easily," it usually means she lacks emotional depth. She needs constant stimulation to stay interested. She might confuse chaos for connection. Worse, she's telling you that if you don't constantly entertain her, if things get stable, peaceful, or predictable, she'll lose interest. And that, my friend, is not someone ready for a real relationship. A woman who's always chasing novelty will never find satisfaction. Not in love, not in sex, not in connection. She'll bounce from one thrill to the next, leaving behind a trail of confused men asking, "What did I do wrong?" Now, let me be clear, there's nothing wrong with wanting excitement. But if she hasn't developed the emotional capacity to find depth in the calm moments, she'll sabotage anything stable. What do you do if you hear this? Ask yourself, are you looking for someone to build with, or someone who'll always be chasing the next dopamine hit? Because if you're serious about building a life, a relationship with meaning, then "I get bored easily" is your warning to walk away. For "I don't need a man." Let's get this straight. There's nothing wrong with independence. A strong, confident woman who can hold her own? We love to see it. But there's a difference between a woman who's independent and a woman who's defensive. When she says, "I don't need a man," and says it in a way that feels dismissive, bitter, or confrontational, that's not empowerment talking. That's often hurt speaking, or ego, or unhealed wounds from the past. What she's really saying is, "I've been let down too many times to trust men anymore. I'll protect myself before you even get a chance to hurt me. I want love, but I'm scared to rely on anyone emotionally." And that's a problem, not because she should need you, but because real intimacy requires vulnerability. If she can't admit to wanting connection, if she sees emotional dependence as weakness, she'll never let you fully in. Also, here's the kicker. Women who loudly claim, "I don't need a man," are often the ones who crave love the most, but are terrified of what it would mean to let someone close. What do you do if you hear this? Don't argue. Don't try to prove your worth. Instead, observe. Ask yourself, does she actually believe that? Or is she trying to convince herself? Because if she's guarding her heart with barbed wire and telling you that your presence adds nothing to her life, that's not someone who's emotionally available. 5. All men are the same. And here we are, the grand finale. The phrase that might seem harmless on the surface, but actually reveals volumes about her mindset. All men are the same. You've probably heard it before. Maybe you laughed it off. But let's break this down. When a woman says, "all men are the same," here's what she's really communicating. She sees herself as a perpetual victim in her love life. She's grouping you in with every man who ever hurt her. She's harboring resentment and hasn't let go of the past. This kind of generalization is not only unfair, it's dangerous. Because once someone decides that everyone is the same, they stop looking for uniqueness. They stop seeing the human in front of them, and instead see a walking reminder of old pain. And the worst part? Even if you treat her with respect, love, and intention, she'll still be waiting for the moment you prove her right. Because in her mind, all men disappoint. So she's already rehearsed the betrayal before it happens. What do you do if you hear this? Ask her, gently, what made her feel that way. Is it a pattern? A few bad experiences? Childhood modeling? Sometimes, it's a cry for compassion. Other times, it's a mindset so locked in negativity, it poisons anything healthy. Either way, if a woman sees you as just another man, instead of a man worth knowing deeply, it's time to step back. Men, it's not just about what she does. It's about what she says, too. Words can be windows into her emotional availability, her self-awareness, and her capacity for love. And while no one is perfect, these red flags are not to be ignored. Because ignoring red flags doesn't make you understanding. It makes you a volunteer in your own heartbreak. Pay attention. Ask questions. Set boundaries. And most importantly, know when to walk away. Because the right woman won't make you guess. She won't play games. And she won't hide behind defensive language that blocks real connection. She'll show up. Fully. Emotionally open. Ready to love. And be loved. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more content like this, and let me know in the comments which of these red flags you've heard before. And remember, Never settle for less than deep, mutual respect. Because that's where real love begins. I'll see you in the next video.